Assalamu alaikum students. How are you all? I am your English teacher present here with third lecture of Oxford Progressive English. Today we are going to start our second chapter of unit number 2 at page number 36. The name of our story is A Christmas Story. Friends, this story is a fiction, yet it explains the reality during the war. It is a real thing that during war, every soldier wishes to go home and find peace. This story has been written in the background of World War I. This story consists of a letter that has been written by an army officer. In this story, the army officer tells us about an incident that happened during World War I between the German and the English armies. The background of the story is that when war was going on in August 1914, the event of Christmas came forward. The army officers were very sad because they were away from their homes in the battlefield. But on the Christmas night, a very interesting scene happens when the German army officer comes towards his enemies with a white flag in his hand. Friends, the swaying of white flag during the war is a symbol of peace. So the German officer came with a white flag which shows that they do not want to fight, they want peace. The German officer took his soldiers, meat and cake and came towards the English army. The English army officer at first feared that it may be a trick to overpower them. So he ordered his army soldiers to keep their head down so that the Germans may not shoot them. But he was surprised to see that the German army officer was coming forward and he came towards the English army officer and shook hand with him. The English army officer also had a yearning for peace in his heart, so both the armies mixed together and they enjoyed a lot. So, let us move towards the summary of this Christmas story. A Christmas Story Summary. This story explains peace during war. On the day of Christmas, the German officer comes towards the English soldiers along with his army and many eatable things. The English army officer is also overjoyed to see this sign of peace. All the soldiers of both the armies mix together and enjoy a lot. They eat cake, meat and sing songs. At the end, both the armies play a football match. Then they move towards their trenches and spend the whole night in singing cheerful songs. In this way, they give a message of peace even being in the battlefield. So friends, at the end, both the army officers wish that the war should be ended soon, and the writer of this letter also explains that if this peaceful situation continues during the battlefield, both the armies cooperate with one another, war can be ended very soon. So friends, this story tells us about peace in a very beautiful way. As the name of our unit is War and Peace, so the Christmas story explains peace during war in a very interesting and surprising way. Students, now we are going to solve reading for inference of this chapter at page number 40. Reading for inference. Open your notebooks and start to write question answers. We shall solve first 5 question answers of this reading for inference. Come towards the board. Reading for inference. Question number 1. What was the significance of the white flag? Answer. White flag is a symbol of peace. It meant that they did not want to fight at that time. So students, as the white flag is a symbol of peace, the swaying of the white flag shows that both the armies don't want to fight. They want peace. Question number 2. What were the colors of the German and the British uniforms? Answer. The Germans wore grey color and the British wore khaki. Question number 3. Why did Jim, the writer of the letter, tell his men to keep their heads down? Jim is the name of the writer of the letter that we are reading. Answer. Because he was afraid that it might be a trick and the Germans would start shooting. Question number 4. How can you tell from the words of the German who was waving a bottle that his English was limited? His English was limited means that he has low command over English. Answer. The sentence "we meet you" tells that his English is limited. Question number 5. Why did Jim not stop his men walking out into no man's land? Answer. Because Jim also liked this atmosphere of peace and goodwill, so he did not stop them. Now we are going to solve an exercise at page number 41. Vocabulary. Phrasal verb. Phrasal verb are the words that consist of a verb and a preposition. Jim says they were all standing to in their trenches. This phrasal verb means that they were all alert and not resting. In the following sentences, fill in the gaps with the correct prepositions to complete the phrasal verbs. Here are given some phrasal verbs: stand to, stand by, stand in for, stand back, stand up, stand down. Choose from these prepositions. We will use these prepositions to fill in the blanks given below. Number 1. You must stand up for what you believe in. Stand back. Stand back. The policeman ordered the crowd which was pressing forward. Number 3. Private Morris, you were told to stand too. Why do I find you dozing? Number 4. The presidential candidate was forced to stand down when he became seriously ill during the campaign. Number 5. An ambulance was standing by at the athletic stadium during the final international races. Number 6. Rosalie agreed to stand in for Jennifer at Monday's meeting after Jennifer found to stay that she was sick. Now write 6 of your own sentences using these 6 stand phrasal verbs. So these are 6 stand phrasal verbs and we will use these phrasal verbs into sentences. Come towards the board. Stand up. We should stand up for peace. Stand back. Please stand back. Let the ambulance pass. Stand to. The troops were standing to, waiting for further orders. Stand down. He is going to stand down soon. Stand by. Good friends stand by one another. Stand in. Will you please stand for me in the ceremony as I have to go? Friends, you will search the meanings of these 6 phrasal verbs in your dictionaries in order to identify them and differentiate them. Now we move towards the words meanings of this chapter. Number 1, lid, top of a container. Number 2, trench, a long narrow ditch. Number 3, crisp, fresh. Number 4, parapet, a low wall. Number 5, cello, a musical instrument. Number 6, choral, a Christmas song. Number 7, renovate, restore something to good condition. Friends, you will read this chapter reading by yourself, understand the summary, learn word meanings, write them in your notebooks, learn reading for understanding, and write the question answers in your notebooks. And you will also write these sentences in your notebooks and learns, and you will also learn the exercise that we have completed related to these phrasal verbs. Students, now we are going to study third chapter of unit number 2, the Battle of Panipat 1526. At page number 44, we are going to discuss a summary of this chapter. Unit number 2, War and Peace, Chapter 3, The War of Panipat 1526. Summary. It is a historical story which discusses war between Babur and Ibrahim Lodi. This war was fought in order to captivate Lahore. Babur had inferior number of soldiers, but he had cannons, so he defeated Ibrahim Lodi. Friends, this is a summary of this chapter. Now you will study chapter reading by yourself. We move towards the words meanings of this chapter. Subdue, to bring under control. Subjugate, to conquer. Cavalry, soldiers who fight on horseback. Assault, attack. Strategist, the person who is skilled in planning. Students, now we are going to solve reading for understanding of this chapter at page number 46. Reading for understanding. You will open your notebooks and start to write question answers. Question number 1. What was Babur's purpose in marching on Delhi? Answer. Because he wanted to defeat Ibrahim once and for all. Question number 2. Explain one advantage and one disadvantage which Babur had over Ibrahim Lodi before the Battle of Panipat. Answer. Babur had inferior number of soldiers, but he had cannons. So, the inferior number of soldiers was an disadvantage. Babur's disadvantage was that he had inferior number of soldiers, but his advantage was that he has cannons. Question number 3. Why were the Turkish gunners so useful to Babur? Answer. They were useful as they had mastered the art of using cannons in warfare. Question number 4. By how many men was Babur outnumbered by Ibrahim Lodi? Answer. Ibrahim Lodi had about 1 lakh soldiers, whereas Babur had only about 15,000. He was outnumbered by 85,000 men. Question number 5. Why did Ibrahim Lodi find it impossible to make an attack with his elephants? Answer. Because his elephants were frightened by the noise of gunfire and stampede. Students, you will write these question answers in your notebooks and learn them. We shall solve only first 5 question answers of reading for understanding.